What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cab Show. What is going on with the Brooklyn Nets, especially with Kevin Durant? A lot of people have Kevin Durant as the best player in the NBA today, which is ridiculous. It's still LeBron James. My thing is, what is going on with KD? What is it? I don't know. I've never seen him look the way he's looked in the past couple games against the Boston Celtics. Look, nothing to take away from KD. He's a great player. He's done great things in the NBA. Probably one of the best scorers the game has ever seen. And I'll admit it, he's one of the best scorers we've ever seen. But, lately against the Celtics, he looks shook. He looks, double teams are thrown at him. He's kind of playing. I wouldn't say scared, but really like surprised to me, not taking big shots like we're used to seeing KD take. And really, I'm surprised that the Boston Celtics are up 2-0 against the Brooklyn Nets, and the head coach, great coach, and Steve Nash. I thought they'd be more ready. I mean, Kyrie didn't really show out in Game 2. Game 1, we know, yes, Kyrie dropped 39 points. He balled out, which is really a Kyrie game. And that's typically what Kyrie does, which is crazy, right? I mean, we look at Kyrie and say, I mean, he's so talented, so gifted, but I think Kyrie mentally, he's not all there with the NBA. He's just not. He's worried about other things. That's why I kind of take away from Kyrie. But with KD, there's no excuse right now. I mean, dude, in Game 1 against the Celtics, dude, he's 9 for 24 from the field. And then Game 2, 4 for 17, 27 points. Of those 27 points, 18 were free throws. And I'm just saying for KD, man, I don't know what it is, but he's just not really performing like the best player in the NBA right now. I would still say Steph Curry currently in the playoffs right now, current teams, is definitely Steph Curry in Golden State. That's my dark horse to win it. But with KD, I don't know what's going on. I think it's a slump. I do think the Brooklyn Nets, they do need to bounce back from this. They do need to come back and win this series against Boston. I have them winning in 7, so it's still possible for that. They got to win 4 straight right now. If not, they lose again. They have to. They have to win 4 straight. They lose yet again. But I just think for Boston, man, they're playing great. They're on their P's and Q's, and they really have great chemistry with Tatum and all those guys. But I just think for the Brooklyn Nets, I don't know what it is. Kyrie's been balling out, but KD just hasn't been there all the time. I don't know what it is. We look at KD's career. Drafted in 2007, second overall. Number 1 that year was Greg Oden, one of the biggest busts we've ever seen in the NBA history. He was drafted to the Seattle Supersonics. They transitioned to the Oklahoma City Thunder. He was there from 2007 to 2016. And really, in the 2016 season, I thought, man, hey, this is OKC's year. This is their year to finally get over the hump, beat Golden State Warriors. No, they choked. Him and Westbrook choked in that game. I believe it was Game 6. It was a disgrace. And then what does KD do? He says, you know what? I'm going to join the team that beats me. I'm going to join the Golden State Warriors. So he wins with the Warriors in 2017, 2018. He's the NBA Finals MVP both those years. But it just doesn't feel the same, right? It wasn't KD's team. I mean, Steph Curry really built that organization. Golden State, and Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. Those guys already won there before KD even showed up. So when KD showed up, Steph Curry was like, heck yeah, KD's going to be on my team now? For sure, sign me up. Okay, we'll do that. I mean, we've won without KD. We'll win with KD now. But I just think when KD did that, it was kind of a soft move. It wasn't GOAT status. Michael Jordan would have never done that. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, those guys from back in the day, they never would have joined teams. They never would have done it. Now, I'm not going to put all the blame on Kevin Durant for doing this. Yes, LeBron James did it back in 2010 when he joined the Miami Heat. I think that really influenced the NBA the way it is today. People are going to different teams. People getting traded. We look at guys like James Harden, for example. James Harden's been traded back and forth. What's he really done in Philly right now? He went to Houston, just all around. I just think a lot of people love James Harden and consider him one of the best NBA players in today's game, which, yes, scoring-wise, for sure. Defensive-wise, overall player as a basketball player, no. He's a C-plus player at best. Doesn't play defense, doesn't get his teammates hyped and involved like we see, for instance, LeBron James doing. We just don't see that in him. So, with Kevin Durant, man, it's one of the things where it's like, how? How does this happen right now? You guys are looking on the outside in right now. We saw last year you guys came up short yet again, and I thought for sure they'd win it all. After the Lakers lost in the first round of the playoffs last year, it was like, oh, this is the Brooklyn's time right now. LeBron's not in it anymore. KD, this is your time to shine. Came up short. Now they're down 2-0 against the Boston Celtics, and it's one of the things where it's like, how did this happen? In game one, they give up the layup. It's poor basketball. It really is. And I just think the way Kevin Durant's been playing recently, it's just like he's not playing like an NBA MVP that he once was back in 2014. He's a 12-time NBA All-Star, dude. Like, he's a great scorer, dude, but how does this happen? How does he come up short in this series right here? For now, I believe this is a legacy series for Kevin Durant. And why do I say that? Is because, you no longer have Steph and Draymond and Klay Thompson anymore to help you out. And I get it, you won NBA Finals in both those years, but we have to understand they won before you. So that was a championship team before KD even showed up there. Okay, you get what I'm saying? That was a championship level team. Then KD showed up 1-2 there back-to-back, 17-18. And then since he departed, he hasn't really done much. And I think this year he's got to beat Boston Celtics. You got to win the East, and you got to win the NBA championship for Coach Steve Nash and Kyrie and Brooklyn Nets organization. You have to do it. I mean, what else did Kyrie and KD go to Brooklyn for? Was it to lose in the first round of the playoffs? No, dude. I think this is a huge legacy game for Kevin Durant. More legacy game than Kyrie, because we understand at the beginning of the season, Kyrie didn't even start playing with all the COVID, all the side stuff that was happening, okay? But right now, there's no excuse for the Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant. This is the time where KD, you got to show your star. You got to show that you're the best player in the NBA right now. You got to take over this game. You have to put up 40 points if you need to. 40, 50 points, whatever it takes to get the dub here. You got to win Game 3 against Boston, because if you guys lose Game 3, you're down 3-0 in the first round of the playoffs. Dude, this is unreal. A lot of people consider Kevin Durant the best player in the NBA. At least a couple years ago, where it was like, really? The best player in the NBA is getting booted off yet again, dude. Like, this is not good. This is not the best player in the NBA. Okay, Kevin Durant is not the best player in the NBA. Is he the best scorer in the NBA? Okay, I'll give you that. The best scorer, I get all that. I mean, we're talking about NBA today in 2022, where they don't really play good defense. So to put up 30 to 40 points a game, that's like, okay, that's a pretty good game. I mean, the defense is subpar. For instance, if MJ played in today's game, which a lot of people disagree, he would average 45 on the regular, dude. He would average 45 on people. And people are like, oh, no, there's better athletes than there was back in the 80s and 90s and all this other stuff. Do you understand the level of game when MJ had to play, where they would call the flagrants today will be like fouls, maybe fouls. They might be a play on, but maybe fouls. But now they're flagrant 1 and flagrant 2. In the 80s and 90s, they would have laughed at that and said, wow, dude, the game's gotten so much softer. Like, if you touch them, you get a flagrant. It's like, really? That's just how it's all become. It's gotten soft. Not just in the NBA, just the whole society's perspective, right? We can kind of say, hey, it has gotten soft. People's feelings get hurt more often now. And we look at the NBA fans. People are barking back. We have to understand now, we can put money on teams now, live betting. So, when people are, cussing other players out, it's like, well, a lot of the fans in that stadium have probably lost money because of them. So, they're going to get in fights. They're going to get in arguments. We saw Kyrie flip off some fans. It's part of the game, though. NBA is going to find Kyrie, 50 bands, whatever. Just find him. But for Kyrie's sake, yes, I do think Kyrie will take over games. They will come back. And like I said, I picked the Brooklyn Nets to make it to the NBA Finals. Not to win it, but to make it to the NBA Finals, them versus Golden State Warriors. I think that'd be great for the NBA, great for TV. But right now, the Brooklyn Nets, dude, they're down 2-0, dude. It's kind of like, how did this happen? You know what I'm saying? KD, I'm looking at KD. He's their star player, right? Or we could say Kyrie, whatever the two. But I'm looking at Kevin Durant right now. Okay, been in the league longer than Kyrie. He's been a leader for years, okay, with OKC, with Westbrook and James Harden. They didn't get the job done. I think right now, Kevin Durant, if he loses this series right now, he's going to get looked at and say, man, dude, yes, you won 2 NBA championships with the championship winning team that you joined, because you guys lost to him back in 2016. I just think the integrity to just that, I don't understand it. I think Kevin Durant is not really a super competitive guy. I really don't. He's not like that MJ or Kobe mentality. Many don't have that. but the competitive side, the competitive nature, it's just like, where is it, Kevin Durant? I don't see it often. I really don't. I don't see the fire, the hunger in him to play, to get buckets now. I just don't see that hunger anymore. I don't know what it is, but he's got to turn it around. Now, can Kevin Durant turn this around? Absolutely. Can Kyrie, can the Brooklyn Nets turn this series around? Absolutely. They can do it, and it starts with their defense. They got to help side on defense. They can't give up free layups just like they did in game one. It's crazy, but I just think for Durant, man, you got to take over this game now. This is your series for the taking. This is a legacy series. Now, if Kevin Durant loses this series, I think they're going to look at him and say, wow, dude, he's not the best player. And for a while, the debate was who's better, LeBron or Kevin Durant. Now it's like clearly we understand who's better. I mean, we go back to the 2018 NBA Finals where LeBron dropped 51 in game one on Durant, on Curry. He single-handedly almost beat him, okay, the whole time. Like, it was LeBron versus Golden State that year. And yet they blew it. We saw what happened in the later the game. JR dribbled it out. Just didn't understand the situation at the time. And LeBron was just like, wow, dude. Like, this is unreal. I dropped 51 points on Golden State in an NBA Finals game, and yet we still lose. But, we go back to that. I say that because Durant was involved, but it was like Durant didn't want any part of LeBron that game. And I feel like most games, Durant doesn't want LeBron. He just doesn't. He understands LeBron's a better player. He's a better passer. He's a better teammate. He makes players around him better than Kevin Durant. That's why I choose LeBron all day, every day over Kevin Durant. Now, to get a bucket or two, okay, I'll take Kevin Durant to get a bucket. But right now, to win an NBA championship solely on Kevin Durant and Kyrie, this is the time right now. Because if they come up short right now, I'm saying, if I'm LeBron, I'm trying to reach out to Kyrie or something to get that trade to go to LA, whatever the case is. I just think for Durant, man, the legacy's going to hurt Durant. He's not going to go down as a top 5 to ever do it. He will be in the top 10, absolutely. Top 10 scores, even top 5 NBA scores of all time. I'll put Kevin Durant in that. But top 5 players to ever play the game of basketball, I won't not put Kevin Durant in this list if he loses this series right now against the Boston Celtics. I mean, this is uncalled for here, okay? Yes, we saw Michael lose in the first round of the playoffs when he came back after baseball, after he won his first 3. Then that very next year, he wins 3 in a row, okay? So, I just think there's a method here, and I think for Kevin Durant, I don't know what it is. I think it's more mental right now than physical, and I think, for Durant, you got to take over the series. You got to. In the Nets, Kyrie, he's got to step up. I just think their defense has to step up against Boston. Boston's a better team, better chemistry team. And I think right now, it's showing right now. And really, the back's on the wall for the Brooklyn Nets. But I think for Durant moving forward, you got to win. You got to win an NBA championship this year in 2022. This is your best chance right now to do it, dude. What are they waiting for? What's going to be the next excuse for Durant and the Brooklyn Nets to come up short yet again? What is the excuse? I don't want to see it. I just think right now this is the time to do it. This is the time to win an NBA championship if you're Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. You got to do it right now. So for Durant, he's got to turn it around. Really shooting poorly from the field. Yes, he had a quiet 27 points, like I said, off 18 free throws in Game 2 versus Boston. But I just think, Boston, Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year, they're in this right now. And I think Boston, they got all the momentum. But I'm telling you what, right now, I'm still picking the Brooklyn Nets to win the series. I'm still picking the Brooklyn Nets to match up in the NBA Finals with the Golden State Warriors. It's going to be iconic. I'm hoping this happens. Now, if this doesn't, we look at Durant's career and say, wow, yes, he had good moments. He had great moments. But he came up short yet again this year. If this happens, I'm going to be very disappointed in Kevin Durant. He has so much skill and so much talent where it's like, dude, you guys should be winning some of these games. Even Game 2, you guys should have won some of these games. Durant made a couple bad turnovers where it's like, how? Getting double teamed, he looks flustered. I've never seen Durant look flustered like that. It's kind of, I don't know what it is. It's kind of bad on Durant. It really is in the Brooklyn Nets. But I believe in him. I do. I believe in Durant. I believe he will turn it around. I believe they will make it to the finals this year. Now, like I said, if they don't, it's definitely a bad thing for Kevin Durant's legacy. I mean, 2 NBA championships with the championship winning team that he joined that he couldn't beat the year before that in 2016, dude. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like this doesn't happen. Goats do not do that. Goats do not join the team that beat them the year prior, dude. Like, come on, dude. Durant took the easy way out, if you ask me. He took the easy way out. Now, I'm not hating on Durant. I'm just saying facts here. He took the easy way out, and I think for Durant to make up for that easy way out is to win an NBA championship this year in 2022. This would cure it all, Durant. If you win this year with the Brooklyn Nets, with what you got, with Kyrie, this is the time to do it, man. No more excuses. Take off Kevin Durant. Let's go, Brooklyn Nets. It's the Cloud with Cab show. Let's go!